all, I give this movie a million out of 10. Like, this movie was so good. It was a breath of fresh air. I feel like this is what not only K-pop fans needed, but just people that are enjoyers of movies and TV shows, like, really needed. This was such an original concept, and it was so well done. Hey y'all, how y'all doing? How y'all feeling? What's tea? My name is aezhuh. Welcome to the planet. Today I'm gonna be talking about and reviewing the new Netflix movie that just dropped, K-pop Demon Hunters. And y'all, this movie, I am obsessed. Every single thing about this movie is amazing. I don't know what I was expecting when they first dropped like the trailers and the concept. I was excited, but this movie, like watching it, it exceeded my expectations. Everything about it was good. The storyline, the characters, the animation. Y'all, we're gonna really talk about this animation. And the soundtrack, the music is absolutely phenomenal. Like, Netflix, this is a hit, and y'all need to build off of this hit as much as you possibly can. I'm talking about, I need a sequel, I need a series, I need merch, I need everything. Like, just give me everything. Literally, this movie has taken over my entire life. It's the only thing I've been able to think about. The soundtrack is the only thing that has been on repeat, like, constantly. And I'm not the only one that feels this way. Ever since it dropped, the K-pop community, the movie watcher community, everybody has been moving fast. It's been all over my Instagram, all over my TikTok, all over YouTube, Facebook. Like, it's everywhere. People are already cosplaying, fan fictions. It's all over the place. Everybody's enjoying this movie, and rightfully so, because it's really, really well done. There will be spoilers in this review because I have a lot to say about almost everything that happened, and I don't plan on mincing words. So if you haven't seen the movie, you don't want any spoilers, go ahead and click off and maybe come back once you're done. If you don't care about spoilers, continue to watch. And if you have seen the movie, let me know how you felt about it too in the comments. Let me know if you feel the same things I do, if you caught the same things I did. Like, let's talk, let's discuss. But all right, let's get it cracking. So the movie basically opens up setting the foundation and introducing us to the main protagonist, the main characters of the movie, the girl group Huntress. It's a 3-member girl group consisting of Mira, Roomie, and Zoe, and they basically let us know that they're a part of a long line of girl group demon hunters that has been protecting the world from demons for a very, very long time. Not only do they like physically fight demons with like their weapons and stuff, but their voices are a key component in defeating the demons. Their voices and them singing help strengthen the Hunmoon, which is a shield that only they can see, I'm assuming, because none of the regular humans can see it. It's a shield that's supposed to protect their world from the demon world, and when it's like glowing blue, that means it's good spots, they're protected, and when it's glowing like a pinkish red, that means demons have infiltrated. Let's put a pin in those colors though, because I feel like it's such a small yet significant detail that can be overlooked if you're not looking for it or not trying to catch it. But I caught it. After watching it like the second time, I caught it. And the ultimate goal for these K-pop demon hunters is to turn the Hunmoon gold, so they won't have to worry about demons anymore. They can no longer infiltrate their world. All the demons will disappear, can no longer feed on souls, and everybody can be happy. So it opens up at their concert. It's their final concert of their world tour, and this scene alone, the first 2 minutes, already solidified this movie is gonna be good, because the way they had the fans acting, like the way they got the whole fandom culture throughout this movie, you can tell they did their research and they're actually K-pop stans, because everything was so accurate. The fans coming through with their signs, the merch on, "We love you, Huntress," all that. When they was talking about their biases and going through, oh yeah, Mira's the black sheep of her family, Zoe, she's a rapper, she's from America, da, 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 da. Like, she's the main lead, she's the vocalist, Roomie is this, Roomie is that. I was like, yeah, because that's really how we be. Another small detail that I thought was really funny was when the fan was talking about how, oh yeah, we love them so much, they're going on a break after this and they just deserve it, and da, 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 da. It's like, clock all of our tea, because that's how we be, especially me. If you follow me on TikTok, you know how many times I get on there cussing Big Hit and High Bow over TXT specifically, but any group that I feel like is overworked, because give them babies a break. So while all the fans are gathered at the concert and the concert is damn near starting, their manager is calling them and texting them, where y'all at, what y'all doing, like the concert is starting. The girls are in the air on like a private jet. They think they're on time and they're just on their way to the venue. Once their manager Bobby, which was like a very funny, refreshing character, once he calls them and is like, hey, where y'all at, the concert is starting, they realize their jet is going the opposite direction away from the arena and it's been hijacked by some demons. Baby, them girls sprung right into action. They told Bobby, be there in 3. They didn't care. They went ahead and kicked on that bus, like went ahead and shredded those demons real quick. And that's when the first song comes in, how it's done, and it literally sounds like a Stray Kids song. I don't care what nobody says, like verbatim, it sounds like a Stray Kids song. That Huntress don't quit, Huntress don't miss. Tell me that's not Stray Kids. So they end up on stage, they're still singing their hearts out while fighting these demons. And from what I understand throughout the movie, the humans can see the demons, but they don't see them as demons. They think it's a costume. They don't really see them as a threat. Another interesting point about the humans, the fans, and it goes back to the whole color thing, you can see their soul and it glows a blue color. And when the girls sing, especially Roomie, when she hits her high note, you can see it like expand and just grow like brighter and bluer. And I think that was so cool and so cute, because it just shows how music, good music and music that you resonate with, really can touch your soul. I just think that that was a really good visual representation of that. Like, this movie got so many things right. But eventually they finish their concert, they kill the demons that they were fighting during their concert. And this is something that I don't think I really noticed while watching. Maybe I did, I don't know, but it's really jumping out at me now. When they slice and dice the demons with their weapons, right, you assume, or well, I assume that they're being like killed, like no more demons cease to exist. But they're really just sending them right back to the underworld, because right after this scene, when they're done like killing the demons and done with their concert, the same demon that they were fighting from the plane is right back in the underworld. So that means something. But let me not get too far ahead of myself. Okay, that demon, she goes back to the underworld and she's approaching Gima, which is literally essentially the devil. He's the king of the demon underworld. He runs all the demons. The demons are scared of him, honey. They shaking in their boots when it comes to him. And my thing is, who put him in charge? Because he doesn't even have a body. He's just a burst of flames, like a burst, a whole bunch of pink flames. They scared of him though. Like, I need to know Gima's origin story. That could be a storyline in the sequel or in the series. I'm giving y'all material. But yeah, Gima is upset because nobody has been able to defeat Huntress. He's blowing a gasket. He's all fiery and pink. Another thing with the colors, because how are we supposed to be afraid of the devil and he pink? But this is where we get introduced to Genu. He comes out the woodwork saying that he got a plan to defeat Huntress. What's the plan? A demon boy group. And I was set. And Gima wasn't feeling it at first, but once he saw them really pull out the click moves, he was like, okay, yeah, maybe this could work. So then it goes back to Huntress after they finish their concert. They're realizing that the honeymoon is getting gold. They've been seeing little gold here and there. So now they're excited. They're like, we're finally doing it. We're accomplishing, making the honeymoon gold. Our fans are happy. Now we can go on a break, right? This was another little detail in the movie that I thought was so funny, because they're sitting up here so excited, like, oh, break, we get to sit on the couch, we get to chill, no makeup on. And that's how you know the animation is literally top tier, because you can tell when the characters have a face full of makeup and when they're barefaced, and it's so cool. Yeah, Mira and Zoe sitting up here thinking that they're about to really have a break. They got their food, they have their robes, their hair is tied up, they're ready to relax and chill. Roomie has other plans though. Roomie is so hell bent on making this honeymoon golden, she decides to go ahead and release their single Golden the same night after their concert when they're supposed to be going on a break. And this is just another example of this movie really getting it right, because how many times have groups said, oh yeah, we're going on a little break, we're going on hiatus, da 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 da, and they're back in 2 seconds. Like, art imitates life. But Roomie releases the single, the music video comes out, which was another thing that I thought, like, the details was so funny. The music video, somebody running in the forest. Mira had on her hat and her hoodie. It's always somebody in a hat and a hoodie. The fans sitting around on their phones waiting for the release, like, is this play about us? That's how I felt watching this movie. And we find out that Roomie is so hell-bent on releasing the single and continue working to make the honeymoon golden because she's what? Half demon. I didn't even see that coming. Like, pump the brakes, news flash. Did y'all see that coming? I didn't even. And this all happened within like the first 10 minutes of the movie. Yeah, shocked the hell out of me when she took off her jacket and you seen all of her patterns and her markings. And a side note, if K-pop Demon Huntress goes as far as I see it going, I can definitely see people getting those like as a tattoo. But yes, Roomie is half demon and she hates it about herself. She wants to make the honeymoon golden so she doesn't have to worry about these patterns anymore. And it's also something that's been instilled in her since a young age because her mother was in the previous group that was the K-pop Demon Hunters called the Sunshine Sisters, and her mother ended up passing away. Now, we don't know how her mother passed away, which is another storyline, another thing that we can explore in the series and or the sequel. I'm just saying. But the mama procreated with a demon, and therefore we have Roomie. And since her mother passed away, her mother's member that was also in the group with her, Celine, which I'm gonna get on Celine. I'm gonna get to Celine in a minute. But she's basically been raising Roomie since she was born, and she's instilled in her that demons are bad, our faults and fears could never be seen, and that once the honeymoon is golden, Roomie won't have to worry about her patterns anymore because they'll be gone. So of course, in Roomie's head, she's like, we ain't got time for no break. We gotta get this thing golden so I could be free from all this. So the group is practicing for a live show, and that's when Roomie's voice starts to give out on her, and it's because the patterns are like growing up to her neck. So she's pretty much freaking out, runs off. They cancel the live show, and then she ends up going back to the house with her and the rest of Huntress. And one thing I really love, the member dynamic is so cute and so cool. They don't pry like Zoe and Mira in the beginning. They don't pry. They're just there for their group member, there for their friend. And this is another scene where the animation is just so good. I can't help but comment on it. How you animate so well. The food is looking good. Like, I wanted to jump through the screen and eat it. And once again, you can tell that since they're at home in their comfy clothes, they're barefaced. The clothes look so like the animation of the clothes, the details in this movie. I could really make a video about that alone. Like, it was all just so mesmerizing to see. But they're basically trying to come up with solutions for Roomie's voice, and Zoe comes up with the idea to go to this doctor that she knows because he sells some great tonics that are supposed to be healing and can help with her voice. So child, they go to this doctor and he is questionable. He has all these pictures up of like his patients and things like that, and there's this one particular picture with him and these boys, and I've seen a lot of fan theories about it that those boys were, you know, the Saja boys who we will be introduced to in the next scene is them when they were alive. But I don't know, just another storyline that we could follow in the series. But yeah, long story short, they get a whole box of these tonics or whatever, and they're leaving the doctor's office, and that's when we see the Saja boys. Not only are we introduced to the Saja boys, but they come in to Love Me Right by EXO. Ooh! I love this movie. Like, the whole scene was something straight out of a K-drama. And the fact, I am mad that they cut off the intro, like they cut off Love Me Right before Shawty I'm a Party to the Sundown. Like, how we gonna put Love Me Right in the movie and not play that part? Like, but okay. And at first, it's just the 4 Saja boys without aezhuh. And Roomie is looking at Zoe and Mira like, what is wrong with y'all? And then she sees aezhuh, and like I said, something straight out of a K-drama. Even the song playing in the background was Love Maybe, a K-drama song. Like, this movie. aezhuh bumps Roomie. She drops her whole box of tonics. They all over the floor. It's all in slow motion, like very K-dramatic. And then he bumped her. The nigga don't even apologize. He's talking about some watch yourself. Oh, yeah, no. You're not even cute no more because you rude. So then the Saja boys walk away. The girls are picking up the tonics, and as they're doing that, they hear some noise. They go to see what it is, and lo and behold, it's the Saja boys performing in the middle of some little street market. But they got the attention of everybody on the street. And one thing I do want to point out, Huntress are supposed to be in disguises because they're on the street and they don't want to be recognized by fans, right? But Zoe and Roomie are the only ones with their hair covered up. Mira, the one with the long pink hair, has her hair all out. She just has a hat on, but her hair is still down. Like, how much of a disguise is that? But anyways, the Saja boys done hit the scene, and this is where we hear their first song, Soda Pop. My little soda pop. Like, it's a hit. It's a hit. It's a cutesy K-pop boy concept that any K-pop fan that is a fan of a K-pop boy group has seen at least once or twice. They're getting the attention from the fans. Everybody's loving them. They're cute. One has abs and he goes by Abby. The maknae, baby Saja, is also the one with the deep voice. He come up rapping sounding like Pitbull. They got all the appeal. Everybody is loving them. But while everybody else is loving them, the girls notice that they are demons. They notice the patterns. They notice the change in Jinu's eyes, and automatically they're on go mode. Like, oh, y'all are here to steal the souls of our fans. And they don't play about their fans. You know they can't let that happen. So they spring into action. Let's get the Saja Boys team take down the Saja Boys. Then the Saja Boys are on a variety show. Yet another detail that this movie got right. Like them doing the silly little challenge of drinking hot sauce. Accurate. This is where Huntress plans to attack them and take them out. But they end up getting pulled onto the variety show because Jinu and the rest of the Saja Boys are pretty much onto them. And the whole bowing scene, like, absolutely funny. There was one fan like, oh, they're just so respectful. Like, yeah, that's how y'all be. That's how K-pop stands be. And once the show is over, the Saja Boys make a beeline for the door. They're already out the door. Huntress is right behind them, and they end up fighting in a men's bathhouse. And bathhouses are another thing that Roomie cannot enjoy because of her patterns. Zoe and Mira are always trying to get her to go. She can never go because she don't want them to see, you know, the fact that she's a demon. So yeah, they fighting in the bathhouse, and that's where we get the scene with Roomie and Jinu. They come face to face and they're fighting, and Jinu realizes that she's a demon. And there's a slight moment where her cover is about to be blown, and Mira and Zoe is gonna see the fact that her shirt is ripped and there are patterns there. Here comes Jinu saving the day. He hugs her and wraps something around her arm real quick, and her cover is still intact. This is where we see the first signs of like the love interest, the Rujinu ship. But the Saja Boys end up escaping. They hightail it back to the demon underworld where everybody is praising them. All the little demons have Saja Boy light sticks that glow pink. Another example of my whole color thing, the fact that pink, red, or whatever is like the bad color, and blue is like the good color, and blue is for the girls and pink is for the boys. Okay, whatever. But did anybody else notice how when the Saja Boys transform back to their demon selves, not Jinu, but everybody else down in the underworld, they became like zombies. They was drooling. They were like just very, you know, like none of that appeal that they have when they're in their human form. Then you got Gima over here singing Soda Pop. Like, he's pretty pleased with the Saja Boys and what they're doing so far, which is crazy because in the beginning he wasn't really trying to hear Jinu out, but now he's giving them, you know, some props. And while the Saja Boys are being celebrated and everybody's so happy for them back in the underworld, you got Huntress back at their house looking toe up, scratches all over their face, like they're wore out. And they see the fact that the moon is weakening. There are so many pink red spots within the moon, and it's stressing them out, rightfully so. But then their manager Bobby comes and they, you know, fix their faces up real quick, and Bobby is showing them the fact that Saja Boys are taking over. He shows them the phone and it's scrolling, and it's like everybody's doing the little soda pop dance. This is yet another detail that I thought was really cool, and it's like, okay, this movie was definitely made by K-pop fans, because everybody knows TikTok challenges, the K-pop dance challenges, they're what really makes the song like skyrocket. They could take a song being from not known at all to being the biggest thing in the world, and it's not just with K-pop either. And it really puts emphasis on the fact that the song is so catchy you can't help but dance to it. Like Bobby moving his shoulders, Zoe moving her shoulders, and this is supposed to be our enemy, but you can't help it because the song is good. And this makes me wonder, like, when it comes to the girl group that becomes the K-pop Demon Hunters, how do they like appoint a manager? Because I personally feel like their manager should have been Celine, because she knows that they're demon hunters. She knows the whole fact that the demon underworld exists, all that. Bobby is completely oblivious. Maybe that's a good thing. I mean, it's neither a good or bad thing, but you would think that because they're doing something so serious on top of being artists, that they would want a manager or somebody over them that, you know, can see the same things they see, that knows the same things that they know. Am I tripping? I don't know. That's when the girls come up with the fact that they need to write a really good diss track towards the Saja Boys so they can get the fans, you know, back on their side. They separate. Roomie goes into her room. Everybody's brainstorming, and this is where we get the introduction of the tiger and the pigeon. Well, the tiger was in the introduction with Aezhuh, like he was there, but I didn't clock it until I watched the movie the second time. So when I watched it the first time and the tiger just came out of nowhere, I was like, what is this? Why is the Cheshire Cat here? And the tiger a little slow, I'm not gonna lie. He keep knocking down stuff and want to keep like picking it up but can't because of the paws. It's cute, but it's odd. The pigeon be over it, like it's funny. But basically the tiger is there to let Roomie know that Aezhuh wants to meet, and so she goes to meet him, almost tries to kill him, but it's not actually him, it's a mannequin. And then they pretty much have a conversation, and he's like, girl, you a hunter, but you a demon, and I am a full demon, and I can help you understand your demon side. Roomie not trying to hear that though, because she believes all demons are bad. She doesn't want these patterns. She wants to strengthen the honeymoon. She wants these patterns gone. She doesn't want to try to understand her little demon side. And that's when we get Aezhuh's backstory. Well, his version of the backstory, that he tells her that he made a deal with Guimard for his family, but ultimately like he had to basically give his soul in exchange and had to leave his family behind because he was indebted to Guimard. Roomie does take this story into account, but she's still not really trying to hear that. She's still trying to kill him. It doesn't work. He disappears, and she's frustrated and even more excited about making this diss track. This is where we get the third track from Huntress, Takedown. It's a full montage of them writing the lyrics and just being all in on dissing Saja boys. The full montage is them on these music shows. One week Saja boys wins, the other week Huntress wins. It's all very cute, all very accurate when it comes to like K-pop. And so now Takedown is pretty much the diss track that they're going to perform when they perform on the Idol Awards against the Saja boys, because they're both up for Artist of the Year. So then they have a fan sign. Y'all already know what I'm about to say. Another aspect that I just thought was so cool. It's just so cool to see the K-pop fandom culture be put in visuals like this, especially when it's well done. Like, we can tell that these people really know what they're talking about. And it's really the small things, like Bobby saying, oh yeah, these fans slept on the sidewalk overnight. Like, yeah, camping culture in K-pop is actually ridiculous, because y'all really do not need to be camping outside of nobody's venue for 3 days before a show. Like, abolish GA shows. But I'm not gonna rant on that, because I can rant about that for days. But they have this fan sign. The Saja boys crash the fan sign, and they end up doing a joint fan sign because Roomie notices, like, if they separate them, that means half their fans go over here. So let's just, you know, have a joint fan signing. Literally the way I see every single boy group I've ever like been a fan of in Saja boys, but specifically TXT. And maybe I'm a little biased because I owe TXT, hello, but I saw an edit of like comparing TXT to the Saja boys. That's literally them. Like, Mystery started barking, and I was immediately reminded of Bumgyu because he be barking. And I don't really think I said this before, but my bias when it comes to the Saja boys is definitely romance, because I love me a femboy with long hair. Like, that's a weakness of mine. I owe Jonghan. That should tell you all like you need to know. And him with pink hair reminds everybody of Yeonjun during Blue Hour, and like, yeah, exactly. So yeah, they have this fan sign. Roomie and Aezhuh over there whispering because Aezhuh knows she's a demon, everybody else doesn't. They're trying to, like, you know, they're having a little back and forth. And while they're having their little back and forth, one of the fans comes up to the table and she's like, oh, Aezhuh, y'all are so cute. She has on a whole Aezhuh shirt. Like, that was fast. Once again, highlighting one of the key components of K-pop fandom culture. This is really just with any show. Like, shipping is a thing, not just in K-pop, but it is pretty big in K-pop. I know y'all gonna get tired of me saying it, but I just love the fact, like, this movie was definitely by K-pop fans for K-pop fans. Like, they got everything down to the T, even down to the little girl coming up with her picture to give to Aezhuh, and it's like, oh, you have a beautiful soul, or you have an amazing soul. I thought that was the cutest thing, because it also highlights like the fact that some fans feel so connected to idols that they just spill their guts, and they see them for more than just idols. They see them as human, which I think is so cool when it comes to Aezhuh, because of course he's a demon, but you can tell he's not all bad. You can tell he has a heart. You can tell that he is definitely in touch with his human side, but because he's been a demon for so long, that's the facade that he has to put on. And little moments like this definitely humanized him. Like the little girl seeing him for his soul. That one scene where they were running away from them and he's like laughing, like the little hee hee when he almost slipped in the bathhouse. Like these little things definitely humanize him. And I don't know if I'm the only one who felt this way. If you're a MOA or if you stand TXT, let me know. But the little girl giving Jinwoo that drawing reminded me so much of the paper airplane project that MOAs did for TXT. Specifically when they did that Philippines show and the paper airplane landed in front of Bumgyu and it really broke him down. Like tears. Like it just really it reminded me so much of that. After the little girl gives Jinwoo that paper, Jinwoo is pretty much in shock, like, oh my gosh, for me, you know. And Roomie uses this as like a, oh yeah, woo Jinwoo type of moment, and Mira's like, woo Jinwoo, like since when did we start cheering on the demons? This is when Mira really starts to question Roomie and like what side she's on and what's going on with her, because while all of a sudden we were just talking about taking these niggas down and now today you talking about woo Jinwoo, it's not making no sense. After the fan sign, they back at the house. Roomie is going over the lyrics and all of a sudden she's feeling different. Like the whole take down demons, demons are bad, I hate demons, da, 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 rah, rah, isn't resonating with her anymore. And did y'all peep the fact that the tiger and everything, the tiger and the pigeon was in her room sleep? Like they've gotten really comfortable with Roomie. It's really because she their mama essentially, but while she's looking at the lyrics, she starts changing them. They become more empathetic towards demons, and while she's doing this, Mira comes in, see she's changing the lyrics, and she's like, girl, what's going on with you? Like, why are you changing the lyrics? We supposed to be talking about takedown and you talking about you can see the pain in the demons. Like what? Roomie kind of reassures her, but she also tells her she's feeling a little differently about the song, and Mira kind of lets it go in the moment, but she's still highly suspicious. Meanwhile, the Saja boys and the work that they're doing is giving all these demons leeway to come and just suck the souls out of these fans. That little girl that was like, oh Jinwoo the ship, they done sucked her soul, she's gone. And with the amount of souls that they're sucking and taking away, it's leading these people to be declared missing. There are a ton of missing persons reports all over Korea, and this is something else that I found really interesting, because okay, they're being declared missing, so that means there's no body found when the soul is like being taken away. Follow me. And when the souls are being like thrown over into the demon world, they go into Gima and he like becomes bigger, stronger, all of that. So my thing is, once Gima is completely defeated, because I don't feel like he was completely defeated at the end of this movie, but we're gonna talk about that when we get to the end. Once he's completely defeated, do the souls go back to their original owner, or are these people dead? It puts me in the mind of like Scooby-Doo. If y'all seen the Scooby-Doo movie, the first one, if you have never seen that movie, fix that. I don't know what's wrong with you. Literally one of my favorite movies of all time. I can quote it. But you know, when they're on Spooky Island and they have that big vat and pool of all the souls and it gets knocked over, they all go back to their respective owner. Would that be the same way once Gima is defeated? Or are these people just going to be declared missing forever? Which is yet another storyline that we can have for the sequel or the series. Like, come on, it's too many, like it's too much material to work with off of this movie. So yet again, we have Roomie and Jinwoo meeting. This time Roomie wants Jinwoo to help them when it comes to defeating Gima. Like, they're both so awkward with each other. You could tell they are head over heels. And aezhuh comes up and she's trying to give them matching couple bracelets because she thinks they're a couple. And then that's when they start going back and forth. He's like, you can't even be on time, all that. And aezhuh gives him the bracelet, or gives Roomie the bracelet, and is like, find a better guy, he's hopeless. She didn't have to say that. Jinwoo's like, yeah, you heard her, I'm hopeless, like ain't no point in me helping you. Roomie really just leaves him with the idea to think about, like, think it over, helping us would be in your best interest, and Jinwoo ends up keeping the bracelet. So then it cuts to Huntress at the Idol Awards practice, and Roomie is still not feeling the song. She barely want to sing, she keeps stopping. It's irritating Mira. Zoe is more like laid back and chill, more go with the flow, but you can tell it's stressing her out. Like, oh, like, okay, you don't like the lyrics, let's change them. Every other lyric that Zoe comes up with, Roomie's like, nah, because it's all about, you know, being mad at demons and how they're bad. This is where the inner conflict between Huntress starts to grow, because Mira and Zoe can tell something's going on with Roomie. Something ain't right. And poor Bobby, the manager, he come in with snacks and everything, trying to like ease the girls' tension, because he knows they're about to perform at the Idol Awards. Is a big thing. But in the middle of them practicing, in the middle of Bobby talking with his back turned to them, they get a signal that it's demons around. So they book it. This leads them to be fighting demons on a train. While they're fighting, Mira and Roomie are having a little back and forth, and Roomie decides to pop off a little bit and say, not everything is about your insecurities, Mira. Girl, you really got your nerve, because if it's anybody that's insecure, it's you. You're insecure over the fact that you're half demon. You're battling with both sides of yourself, and you don't know how to navigate that. And instead of being honest with your group members, you being all secretive, you having secret midnight meetings with aezhuh. So they're fighting the demons on the train. They notice that the Hanmoon keeps having weak patches more than usual. It's more demons on this train. They're singing Takedown while they're fighting the demons on the train, and this is where we really see, like, Roomie just cannot sing the song. She doesn't resonate with the lyrics. She's trying to sing, and as she's singing, the words just won't come out, and it provides a weak spot, and one of the demons just knock her down, like, clean out. Mira and Zoe come through and defeat the rest of the demons, but they already done ate the whole train, sucked the souls out of everybody. The whole train, like, that's greedy. But after the whole fighting thing and they realize they just lost all these souls, Mira and Zoe are like, Roomie, I don't know what's wrong with you, but you need to get together. Like, pick a side. Either you with us or you against us. Which leads to yet another aezhuh meeting in the middle of the night. And this is by far my favorite one, because this is where we get the song Free. Free really tore me up. Like, I was nothing but tears. Like, because the lyrics and the passion in which they were singing, like, it got me. I was choked up. It was giving, like, every lover's quarrel music video montage in every single movie or musical ever. Like, that was really like fire and rain, you can drive me inside. Like, that's what I was getting. And once again, the song is just so good. Like, this movie, the music. And did anybody else notice that aezhuh literally healed Roomie's voice? Like, he touched her and it was all good. Y'all are really in love. Like, y'all met 2 seconds ago and y'all are really in love. And ultimately, after all that, aezhuh agrees that he will make sure that the Saja boys lose at the Idol Awards, that he's on Roomie's side, yada yada yada. Only for right after that meeting, Gima pulls him down to the demon world and is like, nigga, what you doing? Like, what do you think you doing? You think you about to go against me for this girl? If she knew the truth, she wouldn't even be helping you. And this is where we get aezhuh's real backstory, the fact that he was selfish and he did not make a deal with Gima to help his family. He made a deal with Gima just to help himself. He left his family behind and went and lived in the palace and was living amongst all these riches and stuff like that. And he had to pay the price, which was his soul. And the main reason that aezhuh is doing all of this to help Gima is because he wants the memories of what he did to his family erased. He doesn't want to hear the voices anymore. He's tired. He just wants to live his demon life. He's been hearing it for 400 years. As a demon, he's been hearing these same voices reminding him, you betrayed your family. Gima is really the devil. Like, that man or that entity, like, he's But Roomie makes it back to the Huntress house, and Zoe and Mira are there, and they don't want to fight no more. Everybody's kind of just trying to get on the same page and trying to understand where Roomie is coming from when it comes to singing this song. They all have a really deep heart-to-heart and realize that Takedown may not be the song to sing. It probably won't resonate with the fans. They want to sing something that's more uplifting, something that shows them, something that shows their true colors and them as a group. So they agree that they're not going to sing Takedown and they're going to do Golden instead. Now, everybody's happy, everybody's good, everybody's on the same page. We're going to sing Golden tomorrow, and Roomie is under the impression that aezhuh is going to help them and they're going to restore the Hanmoon. The Hanmoon's going to be golden and everything is going to be okay. Right? Wrong. So then we get to the damn Idol Awards, child, which is reminiscent of every single K-pop award show ever, specifically the Mama Awards. And everybody knows this is the battle of who is going to be Artist of the Year. Is it going to be Huntress on this side with the blue light stick, or Saja boys on this side with the pink light stick? The Saja boys are supposed to perform first, but Bobby comes back there and says that they're fighting. So Huntress goes on first. They get up there, they're singing Golden, the crowd is enjoying it. It like reminded me of every single girl group performance I could ever even think of. And at some point during the performance, Mira and Zoe exit off the stage because it's time for Roomie's solo part and her high note. So as she's doing her little part, Mira and Zoe look over to the side and they see Bobby getting kidnapped. So obviously they make a beeline for Bobby, trying to figure out what is going on. Everybody, like the people that are behind the stage and helping out. It's like, y'all are on in 20 seconds. Like, what are y'all doing? Only for Mira and Zoe to chase Bobby and the people that are kidnapping him all the way backstage just for them to be demons. It's a whole diversion. It's not Bobby. It's not nobody. It's demons. And while they're stuck backstage, Roomie is stuck on stage waiting for the two of them to come back so they can finish Golden, but then Takedown starts playing. And even though Roomie was very confused, she was also super professional. As soon as the beat dropped, she got right into position and started performing Takedown, because what else are you gonna do? You're on stage. And Mira and Zoe are back on stage, so she thinks, so we all think, but it's really demon versions of them. And they start pushing her all over the stage, looking at her funny, smiling all demonically, like very scary. And that's why I said Roomie is a professional, because what is y'all doing pushing me on stage? Like, I would have pushed back. It would have been a whole scene. And Mira and Zoe are in the process of running back to the stage because they know something's wrong. And here it is, the climax of the whole thing. The demon Mira and Zoe rip Roomie's jacket off, which reveals her patterns to everyone. Well, not everyone, because the fans and the humans don't know nothing about that. But Mira and Zoe come back to the stage and they see her patterns and realize homegirl is a demon. Roomie runs off stage. She's scared. She doesn't know what's going on. And she runs backstage and finds the real Mira and Zoe, only for them to be like, girl, like, stay 50 feet because you a demon. They're shocked and confused. They don't know what to say. It's the typical, oh my God, you've been hiding this from us this whole time. Like, all that. Roomie's in distress. She's talking about she can still fix it. Like, y'all, we just have to make the honeymoon golden. Y'all wasn't supposed to see me like this. It's getting real dramatic. It's getting there. Then Zoe and Mira pull out their weapons on Roomie, and it's like, dang, this is where we're at with it. Like, wow. Roomie don't know what to do. She run off looking for aezhuh, because it's like, boy, what happened? Like, you was supposed to be helping us. What is going on? She finds him and he's in full demon stone face mode. Like, he is completely cold. He got the demon Mira and Zoe behind him. So we all know that this was all a part of his plan. And Roomie's like, boy, what's wrong with you? Like, you're supposed to be on my side. What's happening? I know you're good. You did that for your family. You're not a demon. And that's when aezhuh breaks down and tells her the truth. Like, no, I was selfish and I did my family dirty and I still have to deal with that. And he starts crying. And some more praises for the animation, because the way they conveyed the despair and the anguish on aezhuh's face about his family, 10 out of 10. This movie deserves every award possible. Give it to them. And aezhuh basically tells her, I'm a demon. That's all I'm gonna be. That's how it works. And they have like a screaming match where they use their demon voices. It's real, like. And Roomie ultimately walks off defeated and in distress. Pretty much everybody that was at attendance of the Idol Awards walks off defeated and in distress. They just seen what looks like Huntress get into a big fight on stage. The news is already reporting that they've broken up, and everybody leaving the venue pretty much has low spirits. So low that it's so easy for Gima to start getting into everybody's ear and pretty much activating this like soulless zombie like call for the people. He got Bobby, he got all the fans, he gets Mira, he gets Zoe, he speaks to their insecurities. See, that's what the devil gonna do. He gonna target your insecurities and whisper in your ear and tell you all these crazy things, and when you're at a low point, you gonna listen. And that's what everybody was doing. They just mindlessly start walking, because then the Saja boys, it's like a billboard or something, they come up and they're like, oh, sorry to hear that Huntress is broken up, but we're about to be performing at Namsan Tower right now. Be there. And then the Idol Awards just gave Saja Boys Artist of the Year. So they feel like they're on top of the world. Everybody is pretty much mindlessly walking like zombies to Namsan Tower to see the Saja Boys. This scene reminded me of Hocus Pocus, you know? I'll take thee away. Like, that's what that was giving. So everybody, every fan, including Zoe, Mira, and Bobby, are walking into death's door, basically. Like, walking to Namsan Tower, not knowing that Gima is ready and waiting to feast. Meanwhile, we see Celine. Girl, where the f you been? Like, where you been? This whole time they've been going through all this and you over here standing by a tree. Celine really wasn't no help throughout this whole movie. You supposed to be like the guardian. You're supposed to be Roomie's mama. Where have you been this whole movie? And even in this scene with Roomie, she's no help. Roomie comes to you, braid raggedy. She's in distress. She's broken down. One eye is one color, the other eye is another color. Like, and she's explaining to you, like, why haven't you loved all of me? Why all these years did you tell me to suppress this side instead of teaching me about it, instead of us working together, instead of letting me tell my friends, why is this where we are? Celine still ain't no help. She's still with the whole, our faults and fears must never be seen. Girl, ain't nobody got time for that. The fears and faults are seen. Let's work with them. We got to do something. Celine is still so worried about the honeymoon. Girl, we not worried about that right now. Like, I understand the honeymoon is something that is protecting everybody, but your child essentially is going through it right now and you're still of no help. And Roomie gives her her weapon, basically telling her to take her out. Like, go ahead and take me out like you were supposed to do all those years ago, because I'm an abomination. I shouldn't be here. My mom is a human and a hunter. My dad is a demon. And here I am with these markings. I'm going through it. My group members don't like me no more. The boy I thought I loved, like, completely dismissed me and lied to me. Go ahead and take me out. Celine doesn't do it, obviously, and then Roomie just disappears. And once again, that's the last time we see god darn Celine. Like, girl, what was your purpose? So back at Namsan Tower, the crowd is flooding in. Everybody is ready to see like what the Saja boys are about to do. They're being mind controlled, but they're filing in. And did anybody else peep? One of the fans behind Mira had on a shirt and it said Gima, like it said Gima on the shirt. That has to mean something else too. Like, why does he have a Gima shirt? Does everybody else know about Gima? We need a series. And then the Saja boys get up there and they perform what has to be my favorite song from this soundtrack, Your Idol. Now, up until this point, I was already loving the movie. I was loving every aspect. I was loving all the songs. I was loving the animation, the characters, all that. But this song really took me there. Like, I had to raise up off the couch and pause it and really just catch my breath, because I was feeling the Holy Spirit. Even though the song was demonic, I was feeling the spirit that actually may not have been the Holy Spirit considering the context of the song, but the song was bomb. And it was so real, because the only other song we seen them perform is Soda Pop, which is a cutesy like boy band happy hype song, only to turn around and now their concept for Your Idol is dark, demonic, like we coming for your soul. And it's so real, because think of any K-pop boy group that you know, and I can guarantee you they've done a cutesy concept over here and then turned around and did something dark and mysterious over here and had you losing your mind. Like, K-pop boy group 101. And the song is just too good. Like, the lyrics, you gave me your heart, now I'm here for your soul. That's real, because I feel like these boy groups really be wanting my soul sometimes. And I also feel like it was a really good like representation and or metaphor for the fact that sometimes these K-pop stans do be super mindless behind these groups, especially boy groups. Like, these boys are literally telling you they're about to take your soul. Gima is behind them the whole time, creating these special pink effects, and nobody's clocking it because they're all just so zoomed in and brainwashed and focused on the fact that these boys are fine and the music is good. But girl, I'm really no better, because they would have gotten my soul. I would have handed it to them. I'm not even gonna lie, because they fine. Even though they 2D, they're animated, they fine. And the song was good. Preaching to the choir, can I get the mic a little higher? Stop playing. But then out of nowhere, here comes my girl Roomie. She came in like coming in like Deborah from Diary of a Mad Black Woman in that church scene. Roomie wasn't playing no games. Like, at first she was real somber and was like giving in to Gima, because he's like, girl, what you doing? But she's like, she ain't going down without a fight. And that's real. And here comes my second favorite song throughout this whole movie. Another song that has been on repeat since I heard it. What it sounds like. Now, once again, I did cry, because it was all so touching. Like, Roomie coming in singing, and then she knocked Mira and Zoe out of their trance and they joined in and started singing. It was really giving Cheetah Girls. There's a time where we all choose. And they pretty much reunite without a second thought. It's all in the music. The song we couldn't write, this is what it sounds like. Like, you can't tell me that's not gospel. They was really singing. Zoe with that high soprano. If I didn't say it before, Zoe, definitely my Huntress bias. Definitely. And so they all get to fighting. You know, they get to fighting the demons. They get to fighting the Saja boys. Did anybody else notice that Jinu had on the bracelet? But yeah, they're fighting. They're destroying. They tackling these demons. And at one point, Gima is on Roomie, and it looks like he's getting the best of her. And here comes who else but Jinu, saving the day yet again. And once again, what the hell is Gima? Like, he's just a big mouth behind the boys and a big mouth trying to fight Roomie. Like, boy, I don't even know what I'm fighting. Jinu comes and is pretty much protecting Roomie from Gima and ultimately gets swallowed up. Now, he tells Roomie, you gave me my soul back, now I'm gonna give it to you. And there's this transfer of energy, his soul, and then he gets engulfed in Gima's flames. But his soul done, like, you know, entered Roomie. And then she pulls out her weapon, but did anybody else notice that her weapon had changed once she got Jinu's soul? Like, that is also reminiscent of Soul Eater. I know I have a whole bunch of references within this review. I watch too much TV. And this is why there's a theory that Jinu is not dead. And I believe the same thing. There was also a TikTok with the husband of the creator of K-pop Demon Hunters. And he asked his wife, is Jinu dead? And she just slowly goes down. She doesn't even say anything. She just disappears from the camera. No, get back here and explain. Mira and Zoe finish off the rest of the Saja boys, and we finally see Mystery's face. I mean, we don't see it, but like his bangs get flipped up, and Zoe's like, oh my gosh, you're exactly my type, and then proceeds to kill him. Well, send him back to the demon world. And the fans are awakened. They're singing the song too. Color and daylight is restored to Korea. The honeymoon is repaired. The girls are singing and floating, and that breakdown at the end of what it sounds like, where they slow it down. Oh, you would have thought I was in church or something. Now this was the Holy Spirit, because what it sounds like is a gospel song. I was like, yes, crying, tears. Like, I was really touched. Ooh, I'm an emotional person. It's like, so it was hitting me real hard. And that same fan that had on the Gima shirt ripped it off, and it was a Huntress shirt. He's like, oh, I love you, Huntress. But it's just like, why do you have a Gima shirt? And the Gima shirt had a mouth on it. Y'all, we need that sequel, and we need it today. So all that's over. You know, the girls are finally in a bathhouse all together, Roomie included, patterns and all, and they all have a nice, sweet, heartfelt moment, crying like, oh my gosh, I'm so happy we didn't die, y'all, we saved the day, yay. Once again, they are talking about, oh yeah, hiatus, oh yeah, 3 months, oh yeah, couch, only for them to see their fans and they're like, actually, I don't really need a hiatus. And that's another, like, I feel like a key component when it comes to the K-pop fandom, because we be begging for these idols to take a break, especially when we can tell they're overworked. They don't be wanting to take no breaks. They want to be in fans' faces all the time. It's always for the fans, because they feel like if they take a break, their fans are gonna leave them, which is some brainwashing stuff that these companies put into these idols' heads so they would want to work harder. These companies, child, I could really go on a rant, but I'm not today. Is it just me, or did it look like Roomie's patterns were pretty much fading at the end of the movie? Like, they weren't as prominent as they were throughout the whole movie at the end. Like, they pretty much look like scars at the end. Is it because she took in Jinu's soul? Is it because they halfway defeated Gima? Like, I'm just ready for more. I'm ready for the next part. But they end up greeting the fans on the street, and that's pretty much how the movie ends. It really ends with the pigeon and the tiger sitting on top of the roof. Now, my thing is, if Jinu is really dead, would his pets not go with him? Because I feel like that's some type of soul connection, because they're pets of the underworld. I don't know. But the fact that they were visible at the end of the movie lets me know Jinu not dead. Jinu not dead, and he will be coming back along with the rest of the Saja boys. Mark my words. You know who we didn't see at the end? Celine. Where was she? Nowhere to be found. Like, she the real villain. I don't care. But all in all, I give this movie 1,000,000 out of 10. Like, this movie was so good. It was a breath of fresh air. I feel like this is what not only K-pop fans needed, but just people that are enjoyers of movies and TV shows, like, really needed. Because lately it's just been remake after remake. Nothing's original. This was such an original concept, and it was so well done. The story was amazing. The way they built it up was phenomenal. The soundtrack, like, the soundtrack eats. The soundtrack is bomb. And the Rue Jinu couple, like, everybody loves a good ship. I'm a sucker for a good ship too. And those two, they're just really, really cute to look at. I can't even hate. My sister said that Jinu made Roomie accept her demon, and Roomie made Jinu realize he's not just a demon. And that's beautiful. Like, that's real. My only issue with this movie, like, the one thing that I feel like they needed to do, what is the fandom names? Like, where is the fandom names for Huntress or Saja boys? Like, that's the only thing that was missing, because they kept just referring to them as the fans. But no, we need a name so we can solidify. Like, Huntress, we could be the Hunties, like, honeys. Like, that's so cute. I know Saja boys, like Saja means lion in Korean, so their whole thing was welcome to the pride, the pride, the pride. So I guess, but it still wasn't nothing solidified. Like, that's the only thing we needed, and that's why we need a part 2 or a series or both. I'm not opposed because I love this movie so much. I need more. Like, I need merch. I need these fandom names. I need the sequel. I need the series. You could do multiple movies. I don't care. I need it all. And I need the same people that worked on this movie to continue to work on everything K-pop Demon Hunters, because me, like other people, we're all obsessed. And it's like, you don't have to be a K-pop stan to watch this movie, but it really just hits so different as a K-pop stan, especially if you've been one for a very long time. I guarantee you this movie is gonna be some people's gateway into K-pop. Like, if you weren't a K-pop stan before, after this, you're gonna want to be a K-pop stan. And imagine you are exchanging like notes with another K-pop stan and you say, yeah, my first group was Huntress, my first song was Your Idol by Saja Boys. Like, that's pretty cool. Stan Huntress, stan Saja Boys, Gima, and Celine, girl, going on. But all right, y'all, thank you so much for watching. This review was a little chaotic, but I mean, hey, make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe. All my socials will be in the description box as well as at the end of the video. Once again, thank you guys for watching. Love you guys. Bye.